Good morning. Thank you very much, Ingmar, for giving me a floor. Let me first say that I'm very glad that in the frame of the ESPON Transnational Outreach, this event on the quality of life is materializing today. As also said in Sandra in her introductory words, the territorial quality of life is also a topic that we are going to address during the Slovenian presidency of the Council of the EU in the second half of this year, and this is just let's say the first of the series of the events that are going to touch this issue on the different administrative levels. Well, the quality of life, it's let's say a phrase that is said very often when someone is talking about the development, about the future, or about our current lives, and it's also a phrase that is a part of many different development papers, strategies, plans, or some other documents. I think the case everywhere is also in our Slovenian case it's the same. Different documents that you write and draft and accept different levels actually do have this phrase incorporated. But if someone would have a detailed look into all these documents and policies, it would soon find out that this what we're discussing today comes under different names, kind of also under different synonyms. And for this reason, I'm also glad that ESPON touched the issue with this project and made open the discussion that I hope also brought some common understanding to the principle as such. May I have the next slide, please? Thank you. Well, today I have focused my presentation around these few elements. I would say some words about the evaluation of the quality of life in Slovenian spatial planning policy since the spatial management policy in 2001. And at the end, I will conclude with some words regarding the incoming presidency. I would also like to use this opportunity to say something about that. Why we have actually included this topic as a topic to our presidency is because of the emphasis that our spatial planning strategy gives to the quality of life. So for us, it was very important that we put this topic a bit more forward. Also, that was also mentioned by Sandra, the territorial agenda of the EU 2030 also sets the quality of life as one of the, let's say, overarching goal of the Europe. May I have the next slide, please? And yeah, thank you very much. Okay, I will start this short story with a look into this tiny blue booklet from 2001, the Spatial Management Policy of Slovenia. This document actually it's a basic policy and an outline of the spatial management in Slovenia. Although the document it's 20 years old, I think it's still a very valid document that it's worth to take it into our hands and have a look what the ideas about the spatial management and spatial development was at that time. And if someone has a look into it, would see that basically 20 years after this document is published, we are still talking about pretty much the same goals, and we are dealing with pretty much the same territorial development, let's say, trends and problems. Well, these documents, when addressing the quality of life, actually it's a bit more narrow concept. It's talking about the quality of living or the quality of the residents. It's mostly related to the conditions or quality of physical conditions and the quality of the environment. So if I try to translate it into what Carlo has also presenting before, it has a focus more on this quality of life enablers. In that document, and that's also the true for many for what came later. In that document, it says that Slovenia, as such, offers a very high standard and conditions for the quality of living, and that it addresses this in two different meanings. One is the quality of the, let's say, the elements of the environment, like the quality of water, the air quality, nature, the biodiversity. And in the second meaning that it also offers quite a good conditions, in particular for the, let's say, the active life. That goes a bit to also what Luke has asked in the chat, about this importance of access to the green areas in our everyday life. Nevertheless, the document already urges for the improvements of the quality of the living spaces, for the better quality of urban and landscape design and architecture. So basically, it also admits that there are problems that needs to be tackled in the future. May I have the next slide, please? No, now you. No, previous one. Yeah, this one. Thank you very much. The picture is very similar to the first one, because now the next one. There's one. Okay, this one, yeah. The picture is very similar because at that time the same layout was used for the series of documents that were published, and also the Spatial Strategy of Slovenia from 2004 has this nice blue cover. Well, this document that is still valid today from 2004. It's a strategic national development document that's guiding and steering the spatial document at all levels. It provides the framework for spatial development across the entire national territory, sets guidelines for development also of Slovenian territory within the European space. It provides the concept of spatial planning, management, land use, and spatial protection. As such, it builds on the paradigm of the sustainable and balanced territorial development. Most centric urban networks built on the functional areas as the integrated part of the territorial structure. Quality of life is again seen as a kind of a basic premise of the document. So it's the goal is to improve the quality of the living and the working the environment, but it's also as a guidance for set of some specific development priorities. For example, the priority 4 of the document is called the high quality development and attractiveness of cities, towns, and other settlements. Calls for also what are the domains of this quality of life presented before, for the safe, equitable, vital, healthy, well-managed towns, settlements, and territory. But as a previous document builds a lot on this quality of life and enablers. It calls for the rational provision of infrastructure, well-developed network of economic activities and services. It's also urges for the good and fair access to the public services. Particularly, this access to the public or services of general interest is seen as one of the cornerstones of the territorial quality of life, also as highlighted in the new territorial agenda 2030 of the EU, that's arguing for the future of all places. I will say a few more words about the agenda later on. Next slide, please. Yeah, the previous slide, you have seen the cover of the sealed draft strategy of the territorial development of Slovenia 2050. This document builds its narrative on the policy of spatial management on value strategy. It also builds on the Slovenian Development Strategy 2030. That's the core development. There's a development document that actually says the core development frameworks of Slovenia from 2017, and also has one primary objective. It's Slovenian Development Strategy actually also urges for a higher or high quality of life for all. we were actually this was our so this was our basis for the development of this document that that actually aims to address challenges that need to be reacted upon urgently, in order to assure this higher quality of life for everyone. These challenges are such as the demographic change, the climate change, the digitalization, and the environmental quality decline. The new strategy actually addresses the quality of life in the two dimensions. One is an overarching principle of the document, and the second one is an explicit territorial development objective. May I have the next slide, please? Thank you. One issue I would particularly like to outline regarding this document, it's the process of its preparation. It's very long, and I know that many Slovenian audience will say that it's too long. It's that's true. We are still not unfortunately still haven't came to the situation that the document would be endorsed in the parliament, but let's say we are hoping that this happens as soon as possible. But what we're trying actually with this document was to actually make the process as open and as participatory as possible, to have some kind of, let's say, what Carlos says before, a citizen-centric approach. For example, for every element of this document, that is the vision, that was the concept, and that were the policy goals and principles. We had a series of different events in which actually we made an effort to ask experts and also general public actually what are the expectations from the territorial development in the future? What kind of environment, what kind of territory they want for themselves, and what kind of territory they would expect to live and thrive in 2050. So basically, we wanted to also include this a bit more personal, not only a technical notion of the development of the policy. But nevertheless, if probably this will be done today, I believe that it will be possible to also use the results and the outcomes of the quality of life measurement project to better use the knowledge map and method, also to design policy labs as a kind of working method, in particular to develop development vision. May I have the next slide, please? By using the instruments of spatial and urban planning in Slovenia, I think that we can primarily contribute conditions for achieving the high quality of life. Conditions such as the provision of services, provision of adequate infrastructure, also digital infrastructure. It's very important in the times that we are living right now, for the protection of environment, nature, for the sustainable use and of the mental resources, and for the quality and accessibility of housing. Housing is one of the issues that it's in this strategy touched a bit, not that much, because actually in our ministry we are dealing with the housing. That is also a very important issue for the quality of life in a separate policy. Well, this high quality of life can be primarily created through the formulation and implementation of appropriate and interconnected spatial housing, transport, and environmental policies, and their strategies, programs, and measures that put human well-being at the forefront of all these policies. May I have the next slide, please? I was talking earlier about this particular spatial development objective that is directly dealing with the quality of life. It's the objective number 3, ensuring quality of life in cities and in rural areas. The notion of this objective is to increase the attractiveness and quality of living in Slovenian cities. This is what is particular important in the same sense of densification of the cities, but also in the sense of the quality of the open, public, and accessible green areas. Then the notion is to support comprehensive renovation of all settlements in the country. So we're talking about the rural and the urban settlements, and to improve the resilience of settlements to the climate change and to the new conditions. So safety, especially the climate safety, is also one of the issues we are targeting with this objective. May I have the next slide, please?
Tomaž, sorry to interrupt, but just know that we have 2 or 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, I will finish like in 2 minutes.
Thank you.
I have next slide, please. Yeah, I have mentioned the Territorial Agenda 2030 before. The latest edition of it was adopted in last December. I'm highlighting this because of it's explicitly addressing the quality of life as an overarching goal of all public policies, and also it highlights the quality of life also as a field where action has to be taken in order to address the increasing imbalances and inequalities between people and between the territories. So the agenda calls for the future of the all places. In this respect, also 2 other documents has to be mentioned. The one is the Urban Agenda 2016 and the new Leipzig Charter. These are the documents that are in the field of the urban policy, and also those 2 documents actually are calling for safeguarding and enhancing the quality of life at all European cities and places. And the next slide, please. And the next one. Yeah, well, we'll hold the presidency of the Council of the Union in the second semester of this year, and our focus in the field of territorial matters is actually the promotion and the protection of the territorial agenda. And the topic, as said before, is this quality of life. In this respect, I would like to use this opportunity just to announce some events that are going to hopefully happen alive in Slovenia in September. Late September, we'll have in Maribor the conference on the actions on implementing the Territorial Agenda 2030. And late November, there's going to be an ESPON week and the ESPON seminar in Bled. The last slide, please. Yeah, and in the field of the urban development, the ministers responsible for urban matters will meet during the Slovenian presidency to reach the agreement on further development of the urban agenda for the EU, following the principles of this new Leipzig Charter and its implementation documents. Additional topic that we will address is the affordable and quality housing as a basic condition for ensuring safe, satisfied, and high quality of life. Thank you. I'll finish with this.